wait, this is weird. What's up with the Democrats? And so they didn't respond to that. There's so many other things. We talked about it all last spring. I mean, maybe it makes you feel good when you see people trash college campuses. I know it doesn't. But maybe it makes progressives go, oh, it's like the 60s all over again. Well, guess what? Most Americans didn't like the trashing of college campuses in the 60s. That's why Richard Nixon got elected twice. Why he got elected out of 49 states in 1972. But yeah, trashing of college campuses. Can't even send your kids to campus safely. Defunding the police.
Ever since Donald Trump won the 2024 presidential election, we've seen a ton of meltdowns from MSNBC, from CNN, all these woke media outlets, even alt media. We've seen a lot of meltdowns from people like Destiny, etc. This one might be the best one, worst one, whatever you want to call it. In my opinion, it's the best. From his perspective, it's the worst one. This is the best one that I've seen yet. Let's get into this clip here from MSNBC of Joe Scarborough absolutely melting down over Donald Trump winning the 2024 presidential election. This stuff is juicy, man. You love to see it. And also, the news came out today that Comcast is shopping MSNBC around, seeing if there's any potential buyers out there that they like the deal. And if they do get a good deal, then they're going to go ahead and take it, which is wild to hear. And I mean, it makes sense, because woke media is absolutely crumbling and the MSNBC brand is just completely tarnished by being a woke propaganda machine. As people who are older, age out and stop watching MSNBC, the young people aren't watching it. I mean, do you guys know any singular person that watches MSNBC that's a fan of Joe Scarborough? Anyway, let's get into this video here of Joe Scarborough absolutely melting down over Donald Trump winning the 2024 election.
Of course, we've talked about time and again. Rick Wilson came on and showed an opposing ad. 30,000 times on the NFL, they showed Kamala Harris saying that she would support the funding of transition surgeries in prison, and taxpayers would pay for it. And it, of course, was the law at the time during the Trump administration. But they refused. Despite Bill Clinton and everybody else saying, you've got to respond to this ad. It's impacting Black men, Hispanic men, white working class men. You need to respond to this ad. They just didn't do it. Willie said after the election, even his mother said, wait, this is weird. What's up with the Democrats? And so they didn't respond to that. There's so many other things. We talked about it all last spring. I mean, maybe it makes you feel good when you see people trash college campuses. I know it doesn't. But maybe it makes progressives go, oh, it's like the 60s all over again. Well, guess what? Most Americans didn't like the trashing of college campuses in the 60s. That's why Richard Nixon got elected twice. Why he got elected out of 49 states in 1972. But yeah, trashing of college campuses. Can't even send your kids to campus safely. Defunding the police. Back in 2020, we were talking here, Reverend Al, let me bring you in here, on defunding the police. You and I were talking about how representatives in the toughest parts of New York City, in real time, were saying, defund the police. No. We need more police on the street protecting our children as we walk to school. We need more children in the classroom.
What I think is happening here, I don't think these people are just having a sudden change of heart. I don't think Joe Scarborough is having a sudden change of heart. I don't think Anna Kasparian or Cenk Uygur or any of these people that I've been making videos on over on my main channel, Justin Reloaded, are having a random change of heart. I think, especially on these mainstream MSNBC, CNN, these types of outlets, I think they're being let off the leash a little bit. I think these people have been having an ounce of common sense in their brain for a long time. Joy Reid, I mean, she's just gone. Like, she doesn't have any common sense in her brain. She's completely lost. People like Joe Scarborough, though, I think has an ounce of common sense. I think his network has been paying him to not have this common sense and just be the propaganda machine, be the echo chamber that all the people on the woke left want you to be. But they're seeing ratings go down. They're shopping it around to see if anyone will buy it because the ratings are so low. And they're like, dude, something has to change. We got to change something up. Kamala Harris lost the popular vote. The culture is obviously shifting. We need to change a little bit. So go ahead and say your true thoughts on this. I think Joe Scarborough has been thinking this for a long time, but he doesn't say it because he's not allowed to, or he hasn't been allowed to. And now he's finally being allowed to. And I think that's happening on many mainstream media, legacy media networks, and also alt media networks too.
In the classrooms, more police officers, safety officers, so our children can go to and from class, so our businesses can be safe, so we can live a safe life. And it's something, again, you have a great line about wokeness and limousine liberals and everything. But I just wanted to say this is what we've known since 2017 and what you and I have talked about, that white elitists that run the Democratic Party are far to the left of many black and Hispanic voters in the Democratic Party. And I remember a pollster for Barack Obama, I think his name was David Sachs, forgive me for, it came out and had that poll in 2017, and he got absolutely hammered on Twitter. Absolutely hammered by the far left. How dare you say this? How dare you? But he was right. And it was true. If
you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
17, and it was doubly true in 2024 that these white progressives on the far left said, we're going to save you, black and Hispanic people of America. A lot of black and Hispanic people in America say, no thanks. You're kind of wild. You're too far left. We believe in the American dream. We want to be part of the American dream. Thanks, but no thanks. Keep that in your college classes. Rev.
Absolutely. The whole goal of the civil rights movement and the movement now is to correct the system, not to overthrow the system, and to make things work equally for everyone, not to just upturn everything and change everything to some undefined utopia. And these latte liberals that speak for people that they don't speak to, that want to lead people that they don't even like, are running around trying to represent things that was never part of what we were saying. All of us that were on the forefront and still are of police reform never said defund the police. We were trying to get police of color and of other circumstances up in these.
This is not true. I mean, they're just trying to rewrite history now. And MSNBC is apparently just giving these people the green light to just try and rewrite history and say, guys, we've never been on the side of defund the police. We were never saying that fiery but mostly peaceful protests were happening in 2020. That was never us. Like, we were never saying that Kamala Harris should win the election. Like, obviously, we always thought that Kamala Harris was the worst candidate ever. Why the hell did they pick her? Like, dude, they were very obviously trying to push for Kamala Harris to win, spreading misinformation about Donald Trump. I mean, every day, every single day they were doing that. And they're spreading misinformation about the 2020 riots, about the 2020 illness that was going on. I mean, the list goes on and on. And now they're just trying to rewrite history and act like, oh, we've been like this the whole time. We've been having common sense this entire time. I don't know what you guys are talking about, what you guys are on. They're trying to get ahead of this culture shift that is very obviously, it's not coming, it's here. The culture shift has happened now, and they're trying to get ahead of it. And it's cool. Like, I'm glad that propaganda machines for the left are dying. That's great and everything, but they're not going to get let off the hook. They've tarnished their brand forever. You know, it's kind of a Bud Light situation. People have stopped really making videos on Bud Light and tweeting about how Bud Light's gay and stuff like that. But the brand is tarnished forever, dude. The CNN brand, the MSNBC brand will never be anything except for left-wing propaganda. So they can try and do this all they want. They can play these games all they want. The brand is done.
Departments to deal with stop and frisk and deal with other things. And then when you come and disregard and disrespect common people that are trying to get their kids in college and pay the tuition and student debt loan forgiveness and all, and you're going to disrupt the campus. It was very interesting to me that they were very selective in the causes they wanted to fight, and the causes on the ground that everyday people had to deal with, they were absent, which is why many, I texted you on that last week, which is why many people, when they raised the problem, came back to us and the woke people. I don't know what they were woke from, because we were never asleep. They were the ones up in the ivory tower taking a nap while we were dealing with people on the ground that have everyday problems.
Like I said, great to see these meltdowns happening. Very obviously, MSNBC is panicked and just telling people, hey guys, just go talk about common sense on the air instead of saying all the other woke propaganda that we've been saying for the last, I don't know how many years, at least since 2020. It really ramped up in the propaganda, just straight up lies that they were telling but they've been doing it for a long time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these MSNBC hosts just going full MAGA. I mean, just going full anti-Kamala Harris, full anti-liberal, anti-woke. It's wild, but also at the same time, understandable. I just didn't think they would actually do it. I knew this was the right thing for them to do. Just didn't think they would actually do it. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think the future of MSNBC and all these hosts? What do you think it is? What do you think is going to happen to them? Let me know in the comments. You guys think about this whole MSNBC host situation?